Well, hey folks, and welcome to Solar Cabin Channel. I've got a very interesting product that I think you're going to like. This is the new ALLPOWERS R2500 Portable Home Backup Power Station. Now, this is a power station that works very similar to a generator. Some people call them a solar generator, which I will explain here in a minute. Now, this is the brand new product from ALLPOWERS. Now, some of you may not be familiar with the name ALLPOWERS, but they've actually been in business for a lot longer than some of the other companies. ALLPOWERS has been in business since 2010, producing very high quality solar power equipment, solar panels and things like that, and these power generators. And they have a reputation for being very high quality. I can tell you that. Very good reviews for all of their products. Now this is a portable power station. It is a large portable power station and quite heavy, a little bit under 70 pounds. But it is portable, has two handles on it. Now, I'm going to talk about the features of this power station here. But what I want to first talk about is why you want to get a power station. And I really recommend that you have one of these in any home, whether you're a grid home or if you're living in an RV or camping or in an off-grid cabin like I live in here. The main reason that you want one of these is because they are an emergency power system that can keep a lot of your appliances running and keep your family safe in a blackout or a power emergency. That is their primary use, is for an emergency backup power system. However, they have lots of other uses which I'm going to talk about here. This can be used in your home as an emergency power backup system. It can also be used to reduce your power bills, which I'll explain. And you can also use this for a remote work situation. If you don't want to take a gas generator along for camping, you can use one of these. These will operate, because it has a 2500 watt with a 4000 watt peak inverter in it. This will handle all kinds of large appliances and work tools, things that you may be using in a remote situation, or if you're running a large appliance like a refrigerator, a freezer, even an air conditioner can be run off of a unit like this. This has a 2016 watt-hour LiFePO4 battery in it. Now I'll explain what that is. A 2016 watt-hour LiFePO4 battery, that's the type of battery that is in this. And generally, these power stations come in two types of batteries. The smaller units that are used by a lot of people just for recreation, things like that, generally come with a lithium-ion battery in it. A lithium-ion battery is the same type of battery that you would have in something like your phone or in a laptop computer or something like that. And generally they have more of an issue with overheating, some safety issues, and they also don't last as long. What we call the cycles, they don't last as long for a lithium-ion battery as a LiFePO4 battery, or sometimes called an LFP battery. This unit has a LiFePO4 battery in it. This LiFePO4 battery that is in this unit is rated for 3,500 cycles. Now, when it says a cycle, that means draining the battery all the way empty and refilling it up. 3,500 cycles, and in general, that's going to get you anywhere from 10 to 15 years of use out of a battery like this. That's how long they can last. Maybe even longer. If you're not draining them down completely all the time, you're going to get a lot more cycles out of a battery like this that's going to last a lot longer. So, how do these work, and what are the features on this unit? Well, that's what I'm going to go get into next. I'm also going to show you how you can charge this unit up. It can be charged 5 different ways, and I'll talk about what makes this one special, some of the features that it has that some of the other units may not have out there. So when you're going comparison shopping and you want to see which unit would work best for you, this has some pretty special features on it that I think some of you may be very interested in. So let's talk about the features. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the features on this R2500 ALLPOWERS power station. Now, this has some really neat features. For one, it has 4 of these 110 volt outlets. This is another one over here. And right now I've got my laptop computer plugged into it. I've got my microwave plugged into it, and I've got my vacuum plugged into it, because that's a good test of how much power this will put out. Now, this has a 2500 watt pure sine wave inverter. Pure sine wave is a better inverter, which means it can handle technical appliances and run refrigerators, microwaves, and things like that without interfering with them and possibly burning them out. So you want to make sure you have a pure sine wave inverter. This inverter is 2,500 watts with a 4,000 watt max. So this will run any appliance, that even appliances that can take more than 2,500 watts, that have what they call a ramp up charge, which is a lot of power tools and things like that. It can run those and get them running up to 2,500 watts. Even if they go over 2,500 watts, it has the ramp up power to handle that. But it will handle 2,500 watts. It has 4 110 volt plugs here, so you can plug in lots of appliances. If you need to plug in more, you can always get a power strip and plug that into one of these. Now, on the front here, it has the readout, and it's telling me that this is charged up to 70%. I've been using it to running some appliances and tools while I've been testing it, so I've already used some of the power from it. And it has a watt input, which would be if you're charging it, and this will, I'll explain this a little bit better, but this can be charged from your AC power in your house up to 1,500 watts. Just plug it in, comes with the cord, and you can also charge this from solar up to 1,000 watts, and you can charge this from DC, from your car plugs. You can charge it from that. And you can charge this one. This makes this kind of unique. You can charge this one. That's what this port is down here. You can charge this from an electric vehicle, charger. So that is something that a lot of these units don't have. You can charge this from electrical vehicle charger. Oh, and it can be charged from a gas generator. So if you needed to, and you're camping or something like that, and someone has a gas generator or you're running one, you could charge this from a gas generator. However, the whole purpose of kind of having one of these power stations is they replace a gas generator for a lot of uses. And that's one of the things that why I really recommend having one of these units, because it doesn't take any gas. It doesn't take any oil. There's really no moving parts in this to break down like on a gas generator. And in a blackout, you may not be able to get gas to run a gas generator, where you could still use one of these. And you can still charge it from one of the other sources, solar or from your electric vehicle or something like that. So it has a lot of benefits and a lot of safety features. Because this has a LiFePO4 battery in it, it does not off gas. There's no acid involved, no smell, no fumes, and it's extremely quiet. So you can use this inside your home. Okay, where you can't use a gas generator, it wouldn't be safe to use a gas generator in your home. You can use one of these power stations right in your home to run your appliances, okay? That makes it better than a gas generator by a long way, okay? Because there's no carbon monoxide involved, no gas involved, and all you'd have to do is just recharge it and then use it whenever you need it. Now, I said it's got 4 of the 110 volt plugs, but it doesn't stop there. It also has over here, it has your USB-C ports. It has 2 of the USB-C ports. Those are for charging things like your fast charging phones, possibly running a laptop, anything that uses a USB-C fast charging up to 100 watts. You have 2 of those ports on here. And then it has a USB-C port. It has 2 of them down here that are rated for 12 watts. Those are 2 USB ports for anything like laptop computers or anything like that uses USB. A lot of gaming systems, your kids' gaming systems, things like that. You can charge from there. And it also has two USB 18 watt ports for the higher charging gadgets and things like that you may have. So it has all of those that you need for running any type of USB appliances. But then here's another feature that a lot of these power stations don't include, which I really appreciate that they included on this unit. This has a dedicated DC plug, which we sometimes call a cigarette plug. Okay, this is a dedicated DC cigarette plug style. I use a lot of appliances and tools that have that type of plug. And if you don't have one, you can't use those tools because they won't run off any of these other ports. ALLPOWERS had the sense to put in a dedicated DC plug that you can use for any type of 12 volt appliance that you can plug into your cigarette lighter on your cars. You can plug into this and run this. Now, it also has 2 dedicated 12 volt outlets. That's what these plugs are right here. So if you have some appliance that needs 12 volts and 10 amps, you have 2 of those 12 volt 10 amp plugs right here that you can plug those into. So you've got a whole lot of ports that you can use for charging whatever it is around your house or running any type of appliance you have around your house. And you can recharge this 5 different ways, okay? Makes it very efficient, compatible with your lifestyle, because you may be using this in your home, just running 110 appliances, recharging USB gadgets. You may take it camping with you. You may want to be able to use this DC port over here. Maybe you're going to recharge it from your electric vehicle in a blackout. You can charge this from solar, which I will show you on the back here. It has the ports for that. But we're not finished there. This unit is also designed so that it is compatible with the ALLPOWERS additional batteries, up to 3,000 watt hours of batteries. And it has the plugs on the back of this, so you could add a second or a third battery to this system if you want to increase the amount of storage capacity. Now that makes it really nice. Now this unit here by itself, with that big LifePo 4 battery in it, is probably enough for most people for a couple of days of blackout power. If you are conscious of what you're running and you kind of keep the power use to a minimum, and I'll show you here, it'll run all kinds of appliances. But if you're going to be using this in a situation where maybe you need to run something all the time, maybe an air conditioner or something like that, maybe you want to consider adding the additional batteries. ALLPOWERS has the additional batteries, and it has the plugs in the back to make it real convenient. You just plug them in, and you can stack these up to 3 of these units, all running for additional capacity. Now, right now, I said I've got my laptop computer running off of this. That's plugged in right here. I've also got my microwave, and we'll go ahead and start this microwave up because I want to show you the watts and how many watts it's using for running some of these appliances. So let's start this up. I'm running my microwave right there. Okay, and on the screen it shows that I'm using 1,047 watts. So it tells me how many watts I'm using. Okay, the microwave is running 1,047 watts. And this power station has a 2,500 watt inverter in it up to 4,000 peak. So now I'm going to kick on my vacuum cleaner, which I have down here. This is my vacuum cleaner. I won't show it to you. You've all seen vacuum cleaners, but you'll hear it here. So now I'm running my microwave, my laptop computer, and my vacuum cleaner all at the same time off of this unit, and it is pulling 1,765 watts, 1,770 watts. So you can see that I can run all kinds of appliances. Or I can run my microwave, my laptop, my vacuum. I could be running an induction cooktop off of this at the same time I'm running my microwave. I could be running all kinds of small appliances, induction cooktops, blenders, air fryers, all that sort of stuff that you might need in a power blackout to keep your family fed. You could run off of one of these stations right here. And that's what I want to impress on you, is these can be used especially in emergency power blackout. If you need to cook a meal for your kids, heat up some water, run your laptop computer, recharge your phones, maybe run an entertainment system to keep your kids out of your hair. All of that can be run off of this system right here, off of that system. And because it has that large inverter and that LifePo 4 battery, you can run them for a very long time. I used only 2% of the battery that's in here. So you can see that you could run a microwave for 15 minutes, which is probably long enough to cook a meal. You can run your vacuum if you need to vacuum up your house or something like that. But it will also run things like your refrigerators. It will run your freezers. And this is a UPS system. That is an uninterrupted power supply. So if you have this plugged into the wall, so here in their case, what they include is they include the AC power cord, and they also include an MC4 solar cable if you're going to be charging this up with solar panels. I'll show you that in a minute. But this has the AC plug, the AC cord that just plugs in the back. You plug this into your AC power up to 1,500 watts. It will keep this charged up, okay? And then if the power goes out and you're not around to notice that the power goes out, maybe you're at work or you're outside or something like that, if you have a power blackout, this system will switch over within 15 microseconds, fast enough that it will keep whatever you have running continually running. It won't even notice. That's so fast that the appliance doesn't even notice that it's lost power for that amount of time and just keeps on running. Now, why that's important is if you have something like a freezer full of food or a fridge full of food and you need to keep that running in a blackout, otherwise you're going to come home and find out all your food's spoiled. And you could lose hundreds of dollars of meat in your freezer. So this is an uninterrupted power supply. Another purpose that a lot of people use this for is if they have a computer system, maybe they're working from home or something like that, and they've got something really important on their computer, keep that running so you're not going to lose your data and lose whatever it is that you're working on. So that's another feature that's really great for this. Okay, so I've talked about the plugs and everything like that. I will turn this around and show you the plugs on the back, and then I'm going to show you how this can be charged using a solar panel. And ALLPOWERS also produces some really nice solar panels, and I've got one of their 400 watt solar panels that can plug into this. Now this system can take up to 1,000 watts. That is actually higher than a lot of these other units that I've looked at that only take maybe 800 watts. This unit can handle up to 1,000 watts in solar, which makes it a little bit better for people like me that live off grid, that use solar all the time. And I really appreciate that ALLPOWERS included this MC4, or this is an X260 cable that plugs into the back of this to charge up. They included this with it because if you have your own solar panels, ALLPOWERS understands you may want to use your own solar panels. They included the MC4. All you got to do is plug it in the back of this. As long as it's up to 1,000 watts and 20 amps, you can charge this from your own solar panels, or ALLPOWERS produces some really nice foldable solar panels. You may want to consider getting one of those. Now, what's great about this is you can also use this system to reduce your power bills. And I was going to talk about that. If you are connected to the grid and you have this plugged into your regular AC power supply, a lot of times during the day, your power from the power company will change prices. There will be a time when it's at peak, and usually that's during the hottest part of the day when everybody's running air conditioning, and using power at that time can be very expensive. But then you'll find at night, you can charge things up or run things up at a lot lower cost. So what you can do is you can charge this up when you know that your power prices are low, like at nighttime. You can charge this up, and then you could use it during the daytime when those peak prices are really high and you don't want to pay that additional for power. You can use this unit without having it plugged in, run all these types of appliances just from this unit, and you would be reducing your power bill. All right, I'm going to turn this around, show you the plugs on the back of it, and then I'm going to hook this into a 400 watt solar panel from ALLPOWERS to show you that solar panel, which you may want to consider getting with this unit. And I think that because of the many ways that this can be charged up and used and all the different appliances you use, this is a very nice product. Now, before I turn this around, some other things. I told you they include the AC power cord and your solar panel cord with it. They also include this little package. In this package is your instruction manual and your warranty card, okay? And one of the things that I like about this unit, ALLPOWERS gives you a 5-year warranty. That is longer than quite a few of these other units that maybe only give you a 3-year warranty, and some of them only give you a 1-year warranty. They give you a 5-year warranty, and they stand behind it. They will take care of you if you have any problems with this unit. Okay, so on the back of this R2500 unit, you've got this little door. You just push, you open that up. And then here's your AC charging port right here, and you just plug that into any wall outlet up to 1,500 watts, which is more than most homes produce from an AC outlet. And you can charge this from AC at a 1,500 watt maximum. You can charge it in 1.3 hours. This just plugs into that top port right there. And if you're charging from solar, which they send you the solar with an XT60 cord, that plugs into this port right here, and you can charge that from solar up to 1,000 watts of solar. Will charge it in 2 hours. Now, I've got a 400 watt solar panel to go with this, and so I estimate it will probably take about 5 hours, maybe 6 hours to charge this up from that 400 watt. The more solar you have, of course, you're going to charge it up faster, and you can charge this from both AC and solar at the same time, which I really like. You can charge this up in, what does it say, less than an hour. 0.8 of an hour if you're charging it up from your home power and your solar power at the same time. Kind of nice. And you can also charge this from a vehicle, either 12 or 24 volt. You can charge it up, and you can charge this up from a gas generator up to 1,500 watts. It says it will take 1.3 hours, the same as it would for your house power if you're charging it up from a gas generator. Now, below that are these two ports right here. And what these are for is for the additional batteries. If you want to get the additional battery stacks, the 3,000 watt hour battery stacks that ALLPOWERS has. Remember I said you can hook 2 of them up? It has the dedicated ports right here. You just plug those extra batteries in, and you can increase the capacity on this way up by using those additional batteries. All right, so that's the features on the unit. I'm going to go out and set up a 400 watt solar panel. Plug that in. We'll show you how it charges from solar. Okay, so this is the ALLPOWERS 400 watt foldable solar panel. These are a monocrystalline solar panel produces a higher voltage than a polycrystalline panel, designed to maximize the amount of solar power you get them. Now, I do not have this stretched out all the way in the sun. I just kind of propped here for this demonstration. These solar panels produce very efficiently in high sun. They do include the cables. They've got, this is an MC4 connector cable that goes to the XT60. I would suggest you will probably need an MC4 extension cable. I'd maybe get a 30-foot MC4 extension cable, because this cable probably isn't going to reach into your house. It's okay for charging it up right next to the unit, but it's not long enough to run it into your house. So I would get an extension cable. You can get those anywhere. You can probably get them from ALLPOWERS. I know you can get them from Amazon. They also included a secondary set of cables. This has the MC4 connections, but it has the what they call the stereo or barrel plugs, and they included an adapter for either the 9mm or the 5mm barrel plugs. So if you're using this with a different power station, which they probably also sell, that has these different plugs, they include this with this unit, so you get both of them, so you don't have to go buy an additional accessory if you need it for using these stations. Now, indirect sun. Now, when it says that this is a 400-watt system, just so you know, in direct sun, you're probably never going to get completely 400 watts, okay? That's just the nature of sunshine. So you can expect maybe 290, 300 watts around there. Bright sunshine, that's about what you can expect when you're charging this up. Looking at the quality of the panels, these are IP65 rated, so you can leave them out in the weather. They're not going to be ruined by rain or snow. They are foldable. They fold up. This unit is 400 watts. It's pretty heavy. And it does have feet in the back, these pads that you can set down, so you can set this out completely flat on the ground, or you can tip it up to an angle that you want. And it does have a nice package, which I won't show you in the back, but it has this nice zippered package in the back here, and that's where your cables come out. Here is your MC4 cables that come out of the panel, and then all you have to do is just plug these in to your positive and to your negative cables, and then plug that into that power station. It'll start charging up as long as this is in direct sunlight. Then this zippered pouch here, you can use to put your wires and everything back in, zip that up. It does have some straps on it to hold it all together, and it does have a carrying handle, so you can use this to carry your panels. Okay, one other feature that I didn't talk about on this is this does have Bluetooth connectivity, which means you can install the Bluetooth app, and they give you the download for that. You can install a Bluetooth app on your phone or on a computer, and you can use the app to control this unit remotely, okay? So if you want to change any of the settings or do anything like that, you can do that right from your phone using the Bluetooth app. I generally don't use Bluetooth apps. I like to manually push my buttons, but if you want to use the Bluetooth app, this comes with the Bluetooth app, which is a really nice feature for these units. Now, my overall impression of this, because I've been using it for a few days and testing it out now, I'm very impressed with it. It works really well. It's really quiet. I don't hear hardly any noise when it's running. I like the fact that it's a UPS backup, so if your grid power goes out, it will automatically kick on and keep whatever you need running will still be running. I especially like that they included the dedicated DC 12-volt plugs. Any of you other manufacturers out there, that should always be included on one of these power stations, because a lot of us are off-gridders, a lot of us are using in RVs and campers. We need that plug. It has generous amount of plugs, 4 AC plugs, plus all the USB-A and USB-C ports that you're going to need for charging any appliances. I ran this using, as you see, my appliances that I would normally use in a blackout or a power emergency or something like that. This will handle all of your needs. I would say for an emergency backup system, this is good for at least 1 or 2 days of emergency backup power. For a blackout system, if you get the additional batteries, extend that for a lot longer period of time. But to get you through basic emergency power use for a home, you're looking at least, I would say, probably 2 to 3 days, conservative in the amount of power that you're trying to run out of it, but at least 1 or 2 days for most people on average use. All right, folks, I'm very impressed with it. Again, that is the ALLPOWERS R2500 unit, and you can go look at that. Do some comparison shopping. Compare this to some other units out there. I think you'll be very impressed. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.